Welcome to Bible in the Backyard. Numbers chapter 31. This chapter is a pretty disturbing chapter. We have a command by God to Moses to exact revenge on the Midianites for inciting kind of the plague that took place a number of chapters beforehand, where the women seduced the Israelite men. And so Moshe gathers a small army, men from each tribe, and they go out and they wage war. And in fact, they're successful, and they kill all the men and take the women and children captive. To which Moshe responds angrily and says, well, after all, it was the women's fault. They were the ones who incited the actions here, and so why didn't you kill the women? And the response is then he sends them out to go, and the people are told to unfortunately kill the women in this situation. And the chapter then continues with the laws of Tumah and Tahara, right? The laws of purity and impurity of all the vessels that they received as booty of war and how those can be purified for use. Do you have any overall reflections on what is a bit of a difficult chapter and kind of a strange evolution towards a difficult activity, and then here's all the stuff that we got and here's how we're going to use it?
Yeah, no, I mean, overall, no. I think the problem's harder than any solution I could suggest. I would just say that revenge is a real human need. People need revenge. The Torah spends a lot of time legislating how, when, why, trying to limit it. But as we'll see even in a few chapters, murderers can be avenged by their victims' families, and that's allowed. So I think revenge is something that we are uncomfortable with, but need to understand as something that's necessary. The transition to the laws of ritual impurity is sort of jarring. Like, the Torah doesn't even pause to mark the violence that just happened. That's something that I think at least we could say that the rabbis of the Talmud were acutely aware of the danger of. In this case, the need for impurity results from the fact that you just captured all this booty from the Midianites. There's a story that's told often in rabbinic literature, actually, of two priests who wanted to do the first service of the day, the Trumat HaDeshen, and they were running up the ramp of the altar in a race, a foot race, literally, to see who would get there first. And whoever got there first would be able to do it. One of them pulled out a knife and stabbed the other one in order to win the race. Now, the shocking part of the story is not that, even though that's pretty shocking. The shocking part is that the father of the man who was just stabbed said, "Quick, pull out the knife, because if my son dies while the knife is in his body, the knife will be impure." And this story is told as a warning story, because there is, violence might be necessary sometimes, not in that case, obviously, but there is a danger of overlooking that violence for the need for ritual law. And our chapter sort of dances close to that line. The rabbis are at least telling us, like, there is a line that you cross. Like, at some point, your interest in ritual law can actually become a danger to your whole moral sense. And our story is maybe close to that line, but presumably not actually crossed it.
So troubling, but offering a reflection in terms of kind of human development, human nature, and how we navigate these things.
Yeah, it's real. It's real.
Thank you.